Hello everybody and welcome to another train simulator video. Today we shall be driving the Armstrong Powerhouse class 456 EMU from London Bridge to London Victoria via Peckham Rye. So the first thing we need to do is we need to turn off the pause menu, and we're going to open the doors by pressing T and turn on the passenger saloon lights by pressing O. And the next thing we need to do is jump into the rear cab and turn on the tail lights by pressing K. And we need to jump into the front cab and turn on the AWS. Stick the train into neutral and we'll press Ctrl Shift E to enable the driver vigilance device. And we will just switch over to the other side of the cab and we will insert the door interlock key, which gives us full control, manual control over the passenger doors. So we will be, when it's time to depart, we will have to press R to close the doors as part of the driver only operation feature, which is included with this train. And the last thing we need to do is to set the destination indicator to display Victoria. So we will just press F8. It's been a bit slow to respond. There we go. You have to be a bit firm sometimes when pressing the buttons on Train Simulator, because sometimes it doesn't register for some reason. So we need to find Victoria via Peckham Rye, and all the destinations are done in alphabetical order on this blind, which is handy. And there we go. And if we move to the back of the train, we should also have Victoria via Peckham Rye on the back of the train, which we do have set by default by the start of the scenario, which is okay. So now it's time to depart for South Bermondsey, so I'm going to close the doors. And we're going to depart for Victoria. What we will do if I can turn off the DRA. So there we go. Try and knock it back there. There we go. So we're on our way now. The first station stop is South Bermondsey. And the starting speed limit from London Bridge is 20 miles an hour. I'll just bring the speed up a bit more. And one other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open the windows of our train so we can hear the traction motor sounds more clearer than what we would do if the windows were closed. Just reset the cab view there, so we can see a bit more of the cab. And our speed has now increased to 60 miles an hour. So I'll just take off a HUD just to show you what the cab looks like. And it's very detailed on the 456. Waggonz and Armstrong Powerhouse have done a very good job in creating this unit. It's a lovely train to drive, and it comes with a nice package of scenarios as well, which are all based off real timetabled workings. So we'll respond to the vigilance device by pressing E. Going to bring the train down into a step 1 brake application for this upcoming 45 miles an hour speed restriction. And as we round this corner now, I'm going to start thinking about slowing down for South Bermondsey. Going to bring on a step 2 brake application, and we will be looking out for the 3 and 4 car stop mark, which is about halfway down the platform. So I'm just going to bring on the full service brakes. And we've come to a nice stop there. Just going to open up the doors and take the train out of gear. I'm going to put the HUD back on so we can see when we have to close the doors, because we don't have any visual alert set up on the Class 4, 5, 6. Just going to close the doors now. Put the train into gear. So I'm going to start thinking about slowing down now for Queen's Road, Peckham, and I'm going to bring the train down to a step 2 brake application. Just going to take the brakes off as we reach 30. And the stopping mark at Queen's Road, Peckham is just at the end of the platform. So I'm just going to bring the train to a stop about here, just before the stop sign. Get an external shot of the train. Let's turn on the daytime headlights. Switch and set the camera up. There we go. Put the train into gear. Close the doors. And our next station stop is Peckham Rye. And we get an advanced warning for a speed reduction to 20 miles an hour, which comes into effect upon leaving Peckham Rye station. Can't exactly remember where the stopping mark is for Peckham Rye, so I'm just going to stop the train here because we're only a 2-car set, so ideally we just want to stop within the area of the station building so that the passengers can get off and exit at the right place. I think the stopping mark is actually at the end of the right at the end of the platform, but just for convenience sake I'll just stop it here, not stop the train here. The next station stop is Denmark Hill. Just going to cut the power. Pass the class 465 networker EMU with the Armstrong Powerhouse sound pack applied. Line via Gypsy Hill diverges off to the left. And our speed increases to 45 miles an hour. Going to bring the train into a step 1 brake application. Take off the brakes. And the stopping mark for Denmark Hill is at the end of the platform. Pass a class 455 EMU, which also has the Armstrong Powerhouse sound pack applied. In fact, tell the lie, the stopping mark was actually close. Was actually further up, but we'll have to stop at the 8-car mark now. I really like the detailing on the AP Waggonz 456. There's some really nice textures on it. It's certainly much better than the default 456, which comes with the South London network. Thought I'd demonstrate the two-tone horn there. as you can probably see from the track monitor, we will shortly have a speed reduction down to 30 miles an hour. In fact, we just get the AWS warning for that now. Start slowing down for that 30. Just going to put the train into a step 1 brake application, and that should bring us down nicely. Just slowing down a little bit too fast there, so I'm just going to bring the train speed up. Clapham High Street is our next station stop. Speeding a little bit there as the train goes down a slight downhill grade. Just going to bring the train speed up now to 45 miles an hour. Going to bring the train into a full service brake application. The platforms at Clapham High Street and the next stop at Wandsworth Road are a bit short, so we want to be entering the platform at not faster than at least 20 miles an hour. The stopping mark is at the end of the platform, so we've just gone into full service now. Another nice sound feature of the AP Waggonz 456 is that you get the intermittent sound of the train's generator every now and again. Going to cut parts of the train again, get ready to slow down for Wandsworth Road. And and the AWS warning is for an upcoming speed reduction to 30 miles an hour. Just going to bring the train to a full service stop just before the signal aspect. Just quickly dive into the interior. There is no physical passenger view with this train, but as you can see, the interiors are very nicely detailed. For some reason that signal's just clicked to a green aspect as we just passed it, but now it's just switched itself back to red. Pass a slam door unit there. Which runs on the which is running on the default sounds provided with the unit. There is an Armstrong Powerhouse sound pack available for it, but at the moment I have no plans to buy that pack at the moment. And the other thing about that particular pack is it's a very old pack at the moment. It's a very old pack, and I just don't think it's worth the £5 asking price for it. So I'm gonna wait. I probably might get it in the next Armstrong Powerhouse sale, which now won't be until Christmas time. Just going to bring the train to a stop now at Battersea Park, which is the final stop before Victoria. I'm just checking the itinerary. It shows all the ticks by the station stops, so we've currently stopped at all stations on time, which is good. Again, the clicking sounds that you can hear at the moment are the default sounds from the sound door units. So Armstrong Powerhouse actually fixes this problem with their sound pack, because they had like proper fading in and fading out sound effects. So departing Battersea Park, the speed limit now drops to 20 miles an hour, just while we cross over the points. And now the speed limit now raises to 45 miles an hour, but it will soon drop down to 20 as we approach Victoria Station. See a class 455 waiting for us to clear the section. Sorry. Now I'm going to start dropping the speed down now, so that we can slow down for the 20 mile an hour limit. and at this point I'm going to have to keep a close eye on the speed, as we are now on a steep falling gradient down into the terminus. That's a class 375 Electrostar there. Which at the time that this scenario represents, they will be starting to replace, to phase out the Sandor EMUs. I believe the last Sandor EMU to run within the southern region was 2005. Before being replaced by the Class 377 Electrostars. So we've just got a clear run into Victoria now, so just going to bring the train speed up a bit more. As the gradient levels out. And we are indicated to terminate at platform number 9. And here we are at Victoria. So we've now reached the end of the video, so I'd just like to say thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you again at some point soon with another train simulator video. So I don't quite know when that will be. I've got there's a few other videos that I'd like to upload beforehand from recent trips out which I've done. And at the time of doing this video, the following Sunday there will be a trip to Scorton, which is just outside of Lancaster, for a steam fair. So that should be, as long as the weather's okay for that day, it should be a nice day and I should get some good video from that. But the next trips I plan to upload from are Morecambe, the Millerbeck Light Railway and the Ravenglass and Eskdale Steam Railway. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have enjoyed watching this video, and I shall see you next time.